Welcome back everybody, and we are continuing our lesson on quality indicators. Now we will be focusing on a few of the business functions only in grade 10. So let's get started with our first business function, and that is our administration function. Now remember, when we refer to quality indicators, what do we want to know? We want to know how can we know if this function is performing up to standard. How do we know if they are doing a good job, they are delivering quality work? So the term quality indicators tells me that what do I look at to indicate that they are delivering quality work? And for us to answer this question, we must know what the responsibilities are of all the business functions. So if we take a look at the administration function, we know administration function work with the data and information of the business. So they must collect and prepare reports and graphs and diagrams. So now how do we know they are doing their work correctly? They are just doing their work, and we can use those information or that data and information to make decisions in the business. So let's take a look at the quality indicators, and I will explain further. So a quality indicator of our administration function, the first one, is if they collected all the data. So all the data is in the administration department and they stored it safely. So it will not be harmed or damaged, and we can use it in the future. A second indication is that all documentation are kept in a safe place. So if we refer to documentation, it means all transactions, contracts, invoices, all documents crossing the business's path. There's a copy somewhere in the business, usually filed. In the old days, it was always kept in a filing cabinet. These days, everything is kept in technological form. But all this information is stored in a safe place for future reference. Now, our third indicator says that all vital information is available to our management when needed. Now remember, management rely on administration function to give them information, and then management uses this information to make decisions. So this information that management needs is gotten from administration function. So it should be available in the form they need it and when they need it. So all the vital information should be available, and it should be available to make a quick decision. So if management needs it now, you should, or the administration function rather, should be able to provide that information quickly. Our next quality indicator refers to systems and processes. So when we look at systems and processes, it can be anything, any steps that must be conducted for us to do something in the business. So for example, if we want to have a bill paid by the financial function, we want to get some money. What is the process to get the money? Do we get permission from the CEO, or is there any documents that I need to complete? What needs to be done? And these processes are then written down and kept at the administration function. It's their responsibility to note and keep all these processes and systems documented for future reference, of course. Now, I referred to this earlier. In the olden days, they used filing cabinets to keep everything in order. Some companies still do, but mostly companies use technology in the form of mostly computers. So they use computers to file and store all this information that must be needed in the future. They also help, administration also helps public relations in handling complaints. So they will keep a record of all the complaints made in the business, and they will help them, public relations, attend to all of these complaints. So in short, this is what the responsibilities of the administration function is. So for us to know if they are doing a good job, we just have to check if they are completing all their tasks and all their responsibilities. All right, so that's it for the administration function. let's take a quick look at our financial function and their quality indicators. So remember, when we refer to financial function, of course, we are referring to money. And it is the financial function, it's their responsibility to manage the money in the business. So they will compile a budget, and then they will make sure we have enough money to perform all the tasks that is indicated in the budget. Okay, so the first indicator then will be that they have gotten enough money, or if we look, it says obtain capital, that means they've gotten enough money. Okay, so capital refers to the word money from the most suitable sources. So they decide where they want to get the money. Is it investors? Is it a bank loan? But they have gotten enough money. The second indicator will then be that they have negotiated for a better interest rate. So maybe we have a loan from a bank and they have now gotten us a cheaper interest rate than any other bank. They have also drawn up a budget to make sure we have enough money, sufficient or enough money to run the business. So we have enough allocation of cash. We have enough money basically. They will then also compile financial records and statements, stuff like an income statement or a balance statement. They will make sure these are compiled and kept up to date from day-to-day basis. And lastly, they will make sure that all the excess money we have, the surplus funds. Now the term surplus funds refer to excess money. And this money must then be invested. So it is financial functions' responsibility to invest this money for the business. So again, if you understand what the financial functions' responsibilities are, then we can see if they've done their work correctly. So that will then also be the quality indicators of the financial function. Now, this is it for now. Let's take a quick break before we continue to the next two functions. See you now.